Hello, everyone. This is Quinn, and once again, what's really going on in America? Um, I just got this microphone, so please let me know in the comment section if you can hear me. That would definitely be a big help. Um, this week, my co-host. Sorry, we've been away for a while. I wasn't feeling good one week, and the next got busy with Music Fest here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, um, for like 10 days. And so, yeah, basically, so this week I'm able to do it. My co host couldn't this week because, well, pray for the kid who crashed his car, one of his neighbors. So, I mean, they seem to be okay. The kid seems to be okay, just shaken up. So hopefully we'll be back. In this month, we may or may not have a podcast, only because it's the busiest summer month of the year. It's like the summertime of these. It's like summer. It's like Christmas. It's the summertime. It's the Christmas days. Everyone wants to get in that one final event, and those final events have fun out in the sun, and I get that. But definitely in September, we'll go back to being more consistent. Um, there may be one Tuesday a month where I may not be able to do the podcast because I go to this round table and I'm hoping to clean up my Allentown here. But anyway, let's get it. So let's dive into it. Um, so we all know about Elon Musk and the Trump administration. And I mean, we know about Elon Musk and the Trump um, interview. And basically, it's saying the same thing. You know, Trump wants to economize our country like he did for the 4 years. That has been great. If you worked, you got your money. You get to keep your money. You're not forced to give it to someone else. Yeah. Why should we pay taxes only to give to those not, contributing to society when they clearly can? You know, one thing I don't get is why there may be some disabled that are so disabled they need a help, and I get that, but then there are those who can clearly do something. They can write books, they can write articles, they can do many, many things. In fact, if someone was willing to, if I had people willing to tell the truth, I would be willing to hire them as long as they, spread truth and unbiased to any political party. Because let me tell you, if you do something wrong, I don't care if you're Biden, Kamala Harris, or Trump, I will call you out on it. If you do something good, I will pat you in the back. Well, anyway, um, so I'm gonna pull up. So yeah, and before I go any further, please consider getting a Human Lives Matter T-shirt. Not only would I make a living off doing this and reporting and getting out the truth and into activism and holding my government accountable, but if I make too much money, my standards, not the government standard of making too much money is $600 in your Cash App. But if I was, yes, there's a chance I could be a million and billion if I keep on getting the sales. But let me tell you, I take a humble paycheck for what I need for my living expenses. I keep the rest into the company and I hire people. So just know, and I donate to organizations that makes human lives matter, such as Operation Address the Homeless. So let's listen to when Trump, at the time when there was an assassination attempt
I
at
appreciate
Trump.
it. I didn't think of it. I just wanted to get up and I wanted to stand up. I wanted to let people know, I felt I was good when they were on top of me, covering me actually, very much covering me and very bravely. But I wanted to get up. I said, I want to get up. And they wanted, they have everything there. They wanted stretcher. I didn't like the stretcher, and I knew I was hit in the ear, but I knew I wasn't hit anywhere else. They felt I was hit someplace else because it was such a lot of blood, and they were sure that I was hit someplace else. And they were saying, "Sir, you were hit in more than the ear." I said, "Nope, I was hit in the ear. I want to get up. Let me get up." And so I got up, and the crowd didn't know what to think. I mean, this was so many people, and you could see they were confused. They didn't know what to think, and I wanted to let them know I was okay. It was very important for me to let them know that, and they went wild. You've seen the after. They didn't go wild when I got up because they didn't know was I alive. You really couldn't tell when I stood up before the hand, before the fist in the air. They didn't know if I was alive. Nobody did, and when I put the fist up, they were just relieved and happy and thrilled, and the place went crazy. It was pretty amazing.
So, so those were Donald Trump's actual words. He actually said he wanted to get up, you know, and do what he did. Um, I mean, so here he is commending the Secret Service for doing their job, or trying to cover him. But I'd say this: it shouldn't be about what he wanted, but it is what it is. They let him up after he said, "I want to get up." I mean, would you do that? I don't know if I would. But that whole situation was a mess by the one roof. One roof. It was a total mess. This would But the fact that Trump was willing to get up and let the crowd know that he was okay. Would you do that? I don't know if I would, but anyway, let's go to his immigration.
And I said, bring down that sign on immigration. And it was literally about an eighth of a second where it would be good, and after that it was going to be a disaster, no matter which way you were facing. But it just had that perfect angle, which was exactly at this shooter. Very sad situation. Such a sad situation. As you know, we lost somebody that was great, Corey, who a firefighter, a great gentleman, a great trumper. He was just a fantastic family and a fantastic man. And a friend of mine came up, Elon, and said, I'd like to give the family some kind of help. And I said, that's great. He said, do you mind? I said, I don't mind at all. And he wrote out a check for $1 million, gave it to the wife. And, she said, this is really nice, but I'd rather have my husband back, which is a nice thing for somebody to say, to be honest. Sure. She's great. The family is great. And we raised a lot of money for them and for two other gentlemen are unbelievable people also. They were hit really badly. They thought they were not going to make it, and they did. The doctors in the Butler area, I tell you, they were incredible. They saved the two, and they were really hit tough, both of them, equally. And we thought, my first question was because I heard bullets flying over me, and I said, how many people were killed? Because we had a massive crowd there, a tremendous thousands and thousands of people, and there was no land. I mean, it was all people. So I said,
okay, well, yes, that firefighter died. Everyone, and the liberals, they were saying, oh, Trump didn't go see the family, and the wife in the news article said that she didn't even want to talk to the Biden administration, but but she would wait patiently for Trump if he decided to or not. But either way, she was going to vote for Trump because that was because they shared the American dream family values. And now as an American myself, I will vote whoever's closest to the Constitution. But as a Christian, I'm going to go to a church that's closest to the Bible. And I love this country, and I won't force my beliefs on you, but I do believe Trump gave us the most freedom. And let me tell you, I wish I could have done something like that for Trump's for that family, because I live out my life of human lives matter. So, but that firefighter, he should have never died. There should have been no shooting whatsoever. The Secret Service did a horrible job. And I don't care what any of the leftists say about it. I don't care what anyone says about it. And I'm sure you don't either. You know, Trump might have praised the Secret Service, but I don't. Because even in my preteen years, I could have covered better. I know teenagers, 14-year-old teenagers that would do a better job than that Secret Service. Heck, a 20-year-old proved they could have done better. So let's hear the next clip.
I think they're screaming, but other people also, because people saw this happen. You know, you had so many people. One of the miracles was that nobody ran. I mean, if a gun goes off, the crowd control people showed us this. When guns go off, and it does happen in stadiums at a soccer match or some kind of a match, everybody flees. They call it a stampede, like cattle. But everybody, and a lot of people get killed with those stampedes. We had more people than you'd have at, some of these matches or these games, and nobody left. You know, you had a small group behind us in the grandstand, and that was full. And you look at it as it was taking place, and normally they'd be running. They didn't leave. They saw that I was hurt. They saw a lot of blood, and they saw that I went down, and it's almost like they wanted to be with me. Well, out front, you had thousands, tens of thousands of people. As far as the eye could see, you had people in Butler, as far as the eye could see, and a lot of press too. There was, many cameras on watching this. It's what makes it so different, because normally things happen that aren't good, but you never have a picture of it. Here we have all these cameras shooting it.
Yeah.
So sort of amazing. But one of the interesting things was that you didn't have anybody flee. You didn't have anybody stampede. Nobody. And there were some people behind me. They stood up and they're looking like, I mean, I tell you, you want to have them in a foxhole with you. I want to meet some of those people because it's so different from what you heard. But so I was down. But the Secret Service guys, there were bullets flying right over my head. You could hear them go whizzing, and these guys came jumping on top of me, and a young lady, Kate. Would jump. They moved so fast, and let me tell you, that took tremendous courage. Now there was a lack of coordination. There was, obviously everybody understands that that building should have been covered.
Yeah,
and
I think
that was the big thing.
Looking at the aerial view.
Trump is right. See? At least Trump understands that building should have been covered. That Trump has given a lot of grace. A lot. More than I would have given. And probably a lot more than you would have given. But sometimes I think Trump is too nice until he sees the real failure of people, and then he says, "You're fired." But yeah, it was a total mess. Another thing I agreed with, and it should have never, and like I said, and like everyone's saying, that assassination attempt should have never happened. And I don't condone it. And as much as I hated Biden, if that would have happened to him, I would have stood against the Secret Service too. As much as it would be easier to take out an opponent like that, it's not my right to judge him in that way. I mean, that's why we have the courts. But he was unfit for trial, but he was fit to be the national president. Yep, go figure. And then So let's go one more clip
And I
here.
said, bring down that sign on immigration. And it was literally about an eighth of a second where it would be good. And I said, bring down that sign on immigration. And it
This
was
one,
literally about an eighth of
oh,
a
here we
second where it would be good. And after that, it was going to be a disaster no matter which way you were facing. But it just had that perfect angle, which was exactly at this shooter. Very sad situation. Such a sad situation. As you know, we lost somebody that was great, Corey, who, a firefighter, a great gentleman, a great trumper. He was just a fantastic family and a fantastic man. And a friend of mine came up, Elon, and said, I'd like to give the family some kind of help. And I said, that's great. He said, do you mind? I said, I don't mind at all. And he wrote out a check for $1 million, gave it to the wife. And, she said, this is really nice, but I'd rather have my husband back, which is a nice thing for somebody to say, to be honest. Sure. She's great. The family is great. And we raised a lot of money for them and for two other gentlemen are unbelievable people also. They were hit really badly. They thought they were not going to make it, and they did. The doctors in the Butler area, I tell you, they were incredible. They saved the two, and they were really hit tough, both of them, equally. And we thought
Okay. So unfortunately, I was having some issues uploading some of the clips. Don't know why. I'll have to figure that out. But if you have any, but feel free to ask. Make comments, ask questions in the comments, and like I said, I'm sorry my co-host couldn't make it this week. But if you do, but I'm gonna end it here for now. But if you want to be a guest on the show, a politician or a business owner, an activist, or even just simply a citizen that's sick and tired of what's really going on in America today, I will gladly have you on this show. I don't care if you're as big as Charlie Cook or as lowly as an ant. And the one person I really want to get on is Mindy Robinson. But before I go, I want to, there's a man I know that's running for office, and I want to get his campaign really quick. So here's a 30-second clip.
In the Constitution Party, we believe our government representatives should defend and promote life, all life, and especially quality of life. That means saying no to anyone who seeks to limit your rights, be it the federal government or the ultra-rich who seek public office for their own gain, and taking care of our veterans. I'm Marty Selker, and I approve this message. I work for a living like you, and I'd like your vote for United States Senate. To learn more, visit martyforpasenate.com.
Marty is a great guy. And if you can vote for this man, which is I forget which county he's at, but I'll get that later for next week. But you definitely should vote for him. He quotes the Constitution. He doesn't spew out that's unconstitutional. And I wish we had more, people getting into politics that know and understand the Constitution and what it means to be a free people, like Doug Mastriano. And also, once again, please Please, let's make human lives matter together. You can get it at wrgoa.com/shop. Together, we can change this nation. But I can't do it alone. That's the one thing I learned in life. I can't do anything alone. I thank you for joining me. And I will wish you a good night and see you next week.